10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You son of a... I didn't even get the 3!
So,
Welcome back.
you got the 3 twice, but you know.
Huh?
I said actually you got the 3 twice, but I don't think you were intending the first one.
No,
Oh.
the first one is starting the thing, and then
Oh,
the second
yeah.
one is when it notifies. Which
Yeah.
is slightly random.
Yeah. No, I go 3, 2, 1, and then I start it. Or I create it. 3, 2, 1, then the stream begins. And then I just count down to try to guess when my flippin' phone will go off. Fails every time.
You'll get it one day. And that day will be glorious.
We'll see. It'll pop off on everybody's homepage. Streamer finally gets countdown correct. Will never happen again. Alright, copy, post, close, paste, post, close. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Rise from the ashes. We're finishing up the case. So yeah, good luck to our voice actors.
Aww.
I believe Emma was in... Emma was taken in by Gant at the end. If I remember correctly.
No, she was taken for questioning.
Yeah.
And then we got to the next day.
So we have that. So we don't have Emma right now. We only have Lana.
Lana. Oh boy.
But we did find a lot of incriminating evidence in Damon Gant's safe. Such as this thing. Will it pop up? Yes, it will. Only fragment found in Chief Gant's office still has lines remaining on it. Yeah. It was that and this, which has Emma's prints on it.
Yeah.
Does the defendant lobby
It was
already?
very heavily implied that Gant is blackmailing.
Mm-hmm.
Is the defendant lobby alright? There's no defendant. I'm trying to reach Lana all morning. Where'd she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? Almost seems as if...
Is this Lana?
I have no idea. We're about to find out. Something's been happening behind the scenes. It's Edgeworth.
Oh, it's Edgeworth. Okay.
Edgeworth. Knowing you, you've already figured it out.
Okay.
The owner of the 777's ID number is, that is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, Wright, and Chief Prosecutor Skye will be found guilty. She didn't do it! I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. Is that the first time he's ever done something like this? I don't have time to say. The only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth. Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, Wright. This is it. Do I have...
The only time where that phrase isn't, terrifying.
Yeah. I don't have the thing I'm thinking of, okay. I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her. It's now. Oh, that might have been the past case. I don't remember. I don't know. We'll find out. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lorna Skye. My voice has changed again. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally this is when... Do what? Someone was speaking? Okay, I guess not. Normally this is when the prosecution puts forth his opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Gant. There he is.
Why does he just stare?
Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Jeep, been back to the pool yet?
I don't know, but I love
I've seen a
it.
shark there lately.
No, I've been... Why am I trying to do an Irish accent? No, I've been training enough as it is
Oh,
in my
because it's
work.
contagious, don't you know?
Oh, it certainly is.
Oh, that's a good one. What the hell? Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that.
If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours?
Lana, that is to say, the defendant has asked me if she could speak directly to the court.
She wants to do what?
Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble.
Oh no. What's this all about, defendant?
I'd just like to make one simple request, and I'll be finished.
Well then, what's your request?
Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial.
Huh? Huh?
I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman.
No, you didn't.
In the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office.
No, Lana! No! You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea.
In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services.
But Lana!
Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. Oh my god. No! The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you would please.
Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. The request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. The court finds the defendant...
Objection!
One moment, Your Honor.
Oh,
Mr. Edgeworth? prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature.
Count is it scant.
Sorry. Come now, Artie. I understand this is a difficult time for you. But why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut,
I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant.
What?
Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes.
Some kind of deal? Not everyone operates as you do, Artie.
I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh, to whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony.
Hold it. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue.
I don't care what you think, Miss Skye.
Oop.
The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Very well. Court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant?
Worthy, you'll live to regret this. Mark my words.
Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, you don't need to be there anymore, Phoenix. Like, you can fuck off and be happy about it.
Yeah, he's not gonna be happy about it.
Well, maybe not happy, but fuck off and be like, well, that's my job.
Now then, witness.
Yeah, there's a lot of these that's just like, yeah, you could probably have just finished this now.
Yep.
But no, they just continue.
Please state your name and occupation.
My name is Emma Skye. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator.
2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct?
Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, most certainly is. Okay then! He sure gave in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Here we go.
Oh boy.
2 years ago.
Dun, dun, dun.
I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me. But I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and he stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've gotta admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well. Defense may begin his cross-examination. We already see the inconsistency, but I'm gonna press for a bit. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct?
Yes. She was second in command under then Deputy Chief of Police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever.
Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Sky used to be quite the pair. I believe they shared the same office.
That's right.
That's right.
I always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day, too.
The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day.
Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work.
Man?
Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer.
Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Joe Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Sky in Gant's office.
There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him.
What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were 2 people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. I almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King Prosecutor's Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. We assume that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark.
When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead.
And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in.
I don't clearly remember what happened then. But
You saw. Can you tell us about that?
Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lights went out.
The lights?
It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on, and lightning struck nearby.
So the electricity went out. Wait a minute. It was pitch dark in that room. You shouldn't have been able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image in the scene of the scene in my mind.
I see.
I told the detective about what I saw then.
The detective?
Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case.
Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago?
Yes. That's what's so scary about this trial.
And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw.
Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture.
Sure. Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? This picture the witness drew. I believe it has a very important meaning. The list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost.
I'll get to that in a minute. This is the one I was thinking of. Stabbed in the chest, wasn't it? Stabbed in the back.
Back, yeah.
I thought I had the knife tip. I guess I don't. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Okay. What's this? Yeah.
Yep.
Mr. Edgeworth, this little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence? Hi, Dory.
Hey, I'm not the back yet. Hello. Oh, I was like, hey, I'm not the one doing the trial.
Yeah, rest your hand. Don't cramp it. Jeez. Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold! This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn. Ah! What's this? Yes, what is that?
Hey, that's it! That's the picture I drew!
Indeed. 2 men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Oh? These lists. They're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These 2 lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. Wow, the judge did something useful!
Yeah?
Look at that.
So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? What?! Order! Order! But Maskai, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor.
Wait a minute. This list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor! Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head! If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list.
Oh.
Yes, that's quite conceivable. Mr. Edgeworth! It's possible. Let's see. What do you think it is?
The body.
Okay. Wrong. Do you even have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. That thing!
What? Mr. Clown?
What?
Oh my fucking god.
What?
Oh my.
Alright then. Oh god, and it's back.
That's that thing. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism was the work of a certain chief of detectives. Guess he was out of scrap paper. Hmm.
Oh.
Hmm?
Oh.
Yes, Akari?
Hmm.
What's up?
Is that the vase? On its side? A little bit, pointed a little bit more up. Isn't that a
Yep.
very familiar silhouette?
Yep.
Very well. Witness, will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago?
Huh? Yes, Your Honor.
What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. Emma's picture.
This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. The picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Oh, I don't see any contradictions here. It clearly shows Joe Dark about the murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. Stevens may now begin his cross-examination. Out of curiosity, Akari, how did you guess that it was the vase?
I was sort of thinking about it, it's like, why would something of that specific shape be back, like, a couple of years?
Fair enough. Yeah, because
That might not have existed back then, because the frickin'
Chief of Detectives.
yeah, it hadn't made it at that point.
That's fair. Did you draw this picture right after the incident?
I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. And at first I was in such a state of shock I couldn't do anything.
During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Sky. 2 or 3 days later, memory should still have been fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black?
The flash of lightning was so bright all I could see were shadows.
I ran out of red. For the time, you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who came to your rescue.
No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright and I was knocked to the floor.
You were knocked to the floor.
Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed.
Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flash?
After that, I must...
Oh, sorry.
Right, no, you're good.
You mean
I realized it was green text after I started reading it.
Fair enough. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place?
No, I'm sorry.
The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What?
Yes.
Hey, I'm not the bad guy here.
Anyway, this picture...
That's exactly what I saw. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw?
Of course, this is the exact scene.
Was it influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives? Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? Oh no, of course not. You better watch out, or he might find some way to cut my salary.
I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives. So I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me.
Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Huh? Oh, well. That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction.
What? But I still remember it like it was yesterday.
Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report?
He's standing from... yeah.
It's the way it's the fact that they're facing each other.
Not entirely sure where to
Click
point.
for that.
Could be, yeah.
I think it's this part here. I don't see what's so strange about that. That's because the drawing stinks.
What? What?
Is it right?
Just
How could you?
No, Phoenix!
Phoenix!
The act of making an innocent girl cry shall warrant the death penalty. Kissing me.
Wait, wait, hold up. Omega kicking in. Omega Sis is kicking in. Quick, I saw a thing on TV that a guy made a girl cry and got arrested. Do something so we don't get arrested, Gio.
Yes, well, so long as the defense has learned his lesson. Better take another look at the autopsy report in this picture. Bad Nick. Bad, exactly. He's not one of Eggman's robots.
It'd be so much easier if he was.
Bad Nick.
The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see that its tip is broken. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright.
Should he try?
But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? The tip is broken too.
If I recall...
Yeah, but it was broken off in the person.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer.
I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. Where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. Ah! What's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. Trice, what does this mean? The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time. She was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. That's so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence? You're treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Order! 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 Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gantz. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there's a lie.
I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife.
If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. The chances of there being two broken knives. Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Has there been one?
There is.
Mm-hmm.
Drake, I know you want to be a villain, but not like this. Drake?
Drake?
I always knew he was a convicted felon. Wait.
What?
There's another. The witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw. It can't just be explained away by simple observational error.
Mr. Wright?
Nakike?
McKee?
Nakike?
What?
Oh, Tori's typing weird things. I read the guy's name was Drake. Ah, yes, the Joe Drake killings.
The Joe Drake kill.
In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. Nike? Oh, why are you saying Nike? I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. The question is, which one do I present?
I think it's that one, yeah.
Okay. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. This is a picture of the award ceremony. Ah! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Imagine the Drake from DK when I saw his name. Just... Oh, fair enough. Sorry, I did not know that was the character in the game.
Yeah.
Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding.
That's a broken knife.
Tori, you're fine. It just went over my head. Don't tell yourself that. Stop that. Bad Tori. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Order, order, order! Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out his knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. Did I just say pistol? Wait,
I think correct. You did, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, the word pistol is ruined for me right now, I don't know why. It just sounds weird to say. The broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. That can't be. No. And why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors Award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, the man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. Oh! Yeah, pistol. The prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions.
No.
Wait, I remember now. I remember everything.
What is that emote? Is that just a
I
peace
think
sign?
it's a rabbit? It's either a peace sign or a rabbit, but it's hard to tell.
Can't hover over it in LBS. It's a peace sign.
Okay, fair enough.
Mr. Williams, I remember now.
Witness?
Mr. Edgeworth,
What is it?
could you show me your evidence list again, please?
What's this? The one with that picture scribbled on the back.
I knew it.
I hate Twitch emotes, YouTube, not Twitch. That's completely fair.
Understandable.
I do eventually want to get my own emotes, but that'll have to be a thing to work on. I can't even upload my own emotes right now, so...
Fair. This picture... I'm the one who drew it.
You're the creator of the Blue Badger! It's your fault! What? You drew that?
That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture.
It's my OC. Please don't disrespect it.
All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me.
I don't blame you.
Understandable.
Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you recalled, Miss Sky?
Yes, Your Honor.
It makes sense now, Maya. My OC, please no steal police. First a knife mix-up and now the Blue Badger? Should be interesting. Emma's recollection.
When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked. I rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife.
And if it's Neil Marshall... Science Maya. Not Maya, Emma. Science Maya. I mean, Phoenix does compare them to Maya and Mia.
Yup. And just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the Blue Badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
Maria. This is certainly most unusual. Try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed... The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until... Shouldn't it be designed?
It should be designed.
Didn't even design him. It hadn't even... I think it's a mistranslation.
Yeah.
Welcome back,
It's a-
Battle Network.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say, it's a Capcom.
Yep.
At least it's not as bad as Battle Network.
Legs. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me look at this.
Legs go. Like,
The chief of detectives hadn't even designed
him until this year.
Until last
It's-
year.
It should be either designed
No,
or
this is your thought.
didn't.
it is this year.
Yeah, no, it's one of those. It's clearly
Yeah,
not true.
That's a mistranslation.
it's a mistranslation, but
The
that's
badger
gonna go-
killed
that
them?
happens. Badger
The badger
Yeah.
killed him.
Must have been Russian.
Jesus Christ.
That
Okay,
movie
I was
didn't
making
exist 2 years ago.
I was making a reference to the YouTuber. What the fuck were you thinking?
That's what I
Oh
was
no, I'm
thinking.
aware what you're making a reference to.
Yes, well, the defense may now begin instructing them.
What, Lana?
Stop, please. Don't pursue this any further.
She's figured it out. Actually,
No, she already knows.
Yeah, she already knows. So let's go through our evidence real quick. Just because I want to know. So, supposedly, the man holding up the knife is supposed to be Neil Marshall. Lana pushed him, thus, that creates this. That begs the question then, how did he die?
He was
I think I
stabbed.
know. He was stabbed.
He was
The
stabbed.
stabbing is correct. It's just with
Stab-
what is not.
With what is not, and with whom probably is.
And who committed the murderizing.
Hey, Rack,
So,
can you say murder again, but like the conductor?
what conductor?
Hat in time.
Hat in time.
At time.
I don't.
Murder!
Murder.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Actually.
Yep.
Lana. The meaning of this. Please remain seated in the defendant's chair.
But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime.
Yes, we can,
Why
though,
can't you just
because
leave
that's
it at
how that
that?
works.
Yeah.
We can also technically say she is being delusional.
She is
Yeah, under
the
duress.
sky.
Mm-hmm.
We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant.
I really wanted to say something different.
What? Oh.
Bailiff, whack his pee.
Bailiff, whack her pee-pee!
I can't soundboard right now.
Seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter.
Always funny.
Emma's recollection.
Oh boy.
Saw the man raise his knife. When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark.
Yes, at least I think it was him.
You think?
All I could really see were shadows.
Power outage that immediately preceded the incident is also documented in the prosecutor's office reports. So then you...
I panic and sorry. I get a little bit jumpy with the
No,
lines.
I've had to stop myself a couple times when I see Emma pop up, don't worry.
Yep.
Bailiff, get her a pee-pee and whack it, stat. Why would you do something so dangerous?
What else could I have done?
I mean, it's the same thing as the last case with Edgeworth throwing a gun.
Mm-hmm.
You're a kid, you don't know what to do, you see two people fighting.
Yep. He was about to stab Mr. Marshall.
She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. As we just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife.
Oh, I didn't know that at the time. Well, that Dark guy knocked me down. All I could think was, I've got to help the other person.
It's a way of man's knife. What do you mean, you think?
It all happened so fast. and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it was all kind of a blur.
Miss Sky was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place. With so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural.
I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife.
What you did was very brave, young girl. So then, what happened next? Another flash of lightning, and that's when you saw the blue badger. Are you sure about this?
Of course, see? I even drew a picture of him here.
But it was the chief of detectives who thought up of this hideous beast. That was just this year.
No, it wasn't.
The blue badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable.
I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I have this nagging feeling that I've seen him somewhere else. Now I finally remember.
Oh, brother. Just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion. Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing? Was it in the room
He
or was it
wasn't-
Shadow?
Okay.
He's Shadow. So you mean you didn't actually see his face, with its winning smile and all?
Ugh,
That's right,
thing was a
but
nightmare.
I still remember it. He had the 3 creepy horns.
This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be
but it could.
mistaken.
No.
That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. No. I suppose you have an explanation. If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was. What was it Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger really? Blue badger hadn't even been trapped up by when Emma drew this picture. Yet she's certain she saw its shadow.
That's the wall, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room.
Mr. Wright?
In this room. Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us this mysterious blue badger look-alike.
Balls.
Balls. The mysterious
Like
blue
Vox,
badger
but
was in
like
fact
better.
this. Do what?
I'll see it later.
Okay. What exactly is that? I believe it's some sort of jar.
But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger.
Not from that
It doesn't.
angle.
As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint? Our viewpoint? Try to show them the correct angle to look at this from.
A little bit more up.
This isn't right! Allow me to remind the defense its case hinges on the witness's drawing. Mr. Wright can't match the shape the witness drew, we cannot accept his claim. Gotta find just the right angle, yep. Like that.
Yep.
That's about it.
This isn't right.
It is, though.
The video I watched, it was very finicky.
Oh no.
If I do... No, I didn't mean to press E! Why is the rotate not E? R.
Oh, you have to look down at it from...
Yeah, because of this bottom piece.
Ah, okay.
Nope.
Oh,
At least you don't
At
lose
least-
anything for it.
True.
yeah.
Despite you, that's why it's not E, pretty much.
Yep. A little bit,
That's
a
actually
little bit down. Mm.
Hold on, I'm looking this up. Phoenix, right?
It might be a completely wrong side there. It might be like you have to look it dead on and then flip the one, Top
It's
side.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
so you're not having to look at the bottom, or like you have to look through it, and then like that third bump you're worried about might be the top horn there.
No, it's the bump is, it doesn't protrude enough to do that.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm spitballing here.
Fair.
I have found a way to play this game with mods, and it's been very funny.
Well, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the mods I have picked are very silly.
Valid. Am I both doing a voiceover when Gant is on, and also liberating the galaxy by being a symbiote? Yes, I am.
You had it right.
You did have it right. It's just finicky.
Finicky as fuck.
No,
I'll show it. I'll show what I'm doing here for Vidette. Ooh, that's a cool certificate.
Unfortunately, I can only have one stream open at a time right now. So
that's fair. Ooh, not discovered. 3 discard. Okay.
Oh my god.
Very handy. That's a weird fucking word.
It's annoying that this thing is so specific.
Okay, hold on, let me figure out. There we go!
There we go.
finally,
Oh my god. Okay. Well, is this a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the blue badger.
Which is gross, might I add. Like, that should not be a thing.
No, it can't be!
But it can be. And it is.
And it is.
Order! Order!
It's time for a blast from the past with that sass. Never mind.
The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious blue badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed. Very well then. Please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? The location. Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. A very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself. And we saw blood there. Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Scant's office. Are you implying the murderer removed the victim's body?
Yes.
From Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office?
Yes.
Yes. Why would he do
Yes.
that? There's no reason. Exactly.
What?
If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright?
Because it wasn't Joe Dark.
I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. The next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? It would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall? Ladies and gentlemen, let me draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
The spear?
I mean, immediately, like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, immediate thought processes, he hit either the vase or the award.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know exactly where the award specifically was at that moment.
If Mr. Marshall was the one holding the broken knife, which is the award, obviously, I basically just said it, the award would not have been able to be hit. The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword. Yes. Since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, it would have had to have been Neil Marshall, wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes, there is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility. Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with this. Mr. Wright? What's the matter? When events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skye knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No! And she's out.
Mm-hmm.
Like you wouldn't be.
Yep.
Have fun cleaning, Dory. Yeah. Never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So was the witness who took the victim's life. And then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented.
Except you kill Mr. Marshall.
What are you saying?
I'm sorry, Miss Skye, but given the circumstances...
Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How do you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her?
Imagine that coming from you. Appearance. Hi, Merc. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what happened, about what Emma did, wasn't it?
I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall?
Vince?
I'm willing to bet you don't.
Yes. Certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony.
I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead.
Certainly can't get dead people to testify. Well... Maya's not here, so yeah.
Yeah.
It's all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Touché, Miss Skye. Of course. That only leaves us with one possibility. Do you mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean, the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one manner or another.
That's impossible.
Well, Mr. Wright, the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? Think back to the court record. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind is in the evidence. This message from the deceased. All in our possession.
Mr. Wright! Will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer?
Do not be mistaken, Miss Skye. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright. Please show us the piece of evidence that conveys the message from the deceased. What do you guys think it is?
My guess would be the vase. Since it has the smudged writing on it. Or... yeah.
I remember last time, someone mentioned it was 7s.
Mm-hmm.
Sevens.
This is the message left by the deceased. This is that blue badger from before, right?
Oh, is he going to speak the killer's name?
That thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's this is just a jar. Message was left here, on the surface of this jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. Looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice, for some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yes, there was a line here, drawn in blood. So what you're saying is these dots were once lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the last few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away. The blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points. And the victim's message will become apparent.
No.
Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. Gotta connect these dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written, given the circumstances. His murderer's name.
Oh.
Unfortunately. Hold on, undo real quick? Oh, no, that's just, okay. Yeah, it's just Emma, unfortunately.
Oh, I have to present it. I'm waiting for it to do something automatically.
Oh.
It's the defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is...
Saving Lana.
That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind.
And you knew.
Of all people. She may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye.
The thing is, it's a case that's...
Seaworthy. Can't say I didn't warn you.
Do what, Akari?
It's... the case has been closed, so technically she's not in any danger because, well...
By technicality,
Case.
yes. But if there are any loose ends, it can be reopened.
True.
I'm pretty sure. Chief Gantz.
You understand the implications of what you done.
What? What are you talking about?
2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in that case, were you not?
Nice.
Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but he used forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
Joe Darkley was a serial murderer. That's undeniable.
I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know we are defenders of justice?
What?
We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter, even if it weren't any cover-up or evidence forgery. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied.
What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death. How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Order! 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 2 number 9s. Gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. I hate Nautical Santa.
Continue.
That is fair, Dory. Well, don't worry, we're not done yet. We're finishing this today.
I was about to say, are we done? Like, what's the deal here?
We're finishing this today. That's just a halfway point, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if that's halfway. Sorry, Edgeworth. Didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. No, guess I am. I'll come back later.
No. Gumshoe.
I'm gonna punt him in his jingle balls. Thank you, Tori. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? His energy annoys me, that's fair. You've got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run around all around while on duty. And on top of it, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Think Alana's having you run errands again? Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here. She asked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's trial. Ah, the book I was thinking about earlier. Evidence law? I was talking about this just the other day. You must know the two rules of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Is that...
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
Seems so.
You could at least study some evidence law, really.
Chief Prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. Message? He said, plan to take him on. You're going to need this book. I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Rule number 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Doesn't look like that book
Which makes things interesting.
Yeah?
Given they're trying to throw shade on the prosecutors, but the police department have to have said okay to the evidence.
Well, the big thing now is not the evidence itself, it's the fact that we just proved that Edgeworth sentenced a quote-unquote innocent man to death. That's the issue now. Well, it's up now with the chief prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective. Huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Well, I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat, despite all these allegations being thrown at me. Mr. Edgeworth, the real trial today hasn't begun yet. What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility's been all but ruined with this forged evidence you're unaware of. This guy found out you unwittingly caused a man's death. And now, you're telling me you want to do more? You've got to be kidding me, pal. You're missing the point, Detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. What? We're going to expose him, no matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. February 25th, 12:52, District Court, courtroom number 9.
Boy.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. The Inquiry Committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well... normally this is where the prosecution calls forth a witness. But, it's not easy to say. You see, there is some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have, struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? You didn't say that. Just, you see, everyone has been talking, and... Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses. What? There's no precedent for what you're... I can't speak! Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It will prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. Defense accepts the prosecution's proposal. Then it's settled. The, defense can now call forth the next witness. Mr. Wright, you do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial's as good as over. Defense calls... It's finally come to bring out the real murderer.
Damon. God.
Right there in front. Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything? As a defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. So we'll have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? True. Alright, bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. Don't whack his pee-pee.
I'd be mighty pissed off if you did there, sir. Keep your hands off my, well... everything.
Like candy cane.
I didn't say candy cane, I said everything.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
What is this, some kind of practical joke? I'm playing with my hair. I was just on my way to lunch.
Your name and occupation, sir.
Wordy, are you sure you want to do this?
Your name and occupation.
So, you want to play hardball, eh?
Please, Mr. Gant.
Fine. My name is Damon Gant. I'm the acting chief of police.
Now then, Chief Gant, court requests to hear your testimony.
Alright, ho. What's with the grim face?
First, let's clear up this SL9 incident.
Oh, you mean that time when Nana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already.
There are still some things unaccounted for.
Oh, like what?
Like the role you played in all of this.
Son, either you're very brave or very stupid. You're aware, of course, that the chief of police has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Weapons?
Sure, take my testimony for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to.
What? Is that true? Right so. Chief of Police has the right to refuse to testify. Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks.
Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you.
Very well, the witness may now begin his testimony. The SL9 incident.
As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help neither. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery.
So when Dark was arrested.
He was lying on the floor unconscious. When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head.
I see. Everything seems pretty clear cuts.
I'm currently a shark. Do.
The police chief has the right to refuse to testify. I'd better hit him hard and fast.
As I recall, Neil and I were... Oh boy, here we go.
As I recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day.
Yes, that's right. I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up as well. That's probably what spooked Dark and made him run away like that.
It was the defendant, Swan Sky, also present in the room.
I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Dark ran for it.
The two of you ran immediately after him, right?
That's right, Dark made it to the elevator first. So Neil and I split up. He went upstairs, I went downstairs. I guess you could say he got lucky.
What's this about a power outage?
Oh, that. The elevator stopped all of a sudden and I got the shock in my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Neil was when that knife went through his heart though. That's a very fucked up way to, like, say that, actually.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
It's not funny. The office from Lana. Can you tell us what you saw? guess he refuses his right to testify.
It was a shocking sight.
No, he's just trying to stare down everyone.
A serial killer were lying on a heap on the floor, all tangled together. Dark was also lying collapsed.
Nope.
Oh, sorry, that's my.
Nope.
That's
I
not
thought
my
it was
line.
you too, I'm not
What am
gonna
I
lie.
doing?
Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor.
Yes, apparently he hit his head and was knocked out. Next to them were those two poor girls.
Come on, Emma.
Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done.
Already arranged. How can you know that?
Because of the victim's body. It had already been moved.
So that means you found the body near Lana's desk.
Aye, that's right. I think you said earlier it was my suit of armor that had really stabbed the prosecutor.
Yes.
Anyway,
Nothing to do with forgery. Forgery. So you're saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office?
that's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt. But moving a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable no matter what circumstance.
Is that how it really went down? Staring at the witness won't do you any good, Mr. Wright. If you're going to stare at anything, you're better off staring at the court record.
Wordy. Always a smooth talker.
Which piece of evidence ties against the forgery? Well, it did admit to
I didn't
forged
have it.
evidence. That can't be the whole truth. Somehow I've got to link Gant to the incident.
Okay, long story short. Wait.
Yoy.
I actually don't know.
Could it just be the book you just got?
No, because that's just talking about the evidence can
The
be
fact
shown.
that the chief of police, not chief, but the police has to sign off on what they present.
Yeah, no evidence can be shown without approval, and unregistered evidence must be relevant to the case on trial. The book will. I don't think the book can help. Assuming that day, my long story short, was still up, power outage. To my office, I found Lana there. Could already arranged the crime scene. So you had nothing to do with the forgery. actually. Can't show that. The vows. You claim it has nothing to do with forgery. Well, I'm afraid that is a claim you cannot back up.
Explain yourself.
Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this jar, for example. It's a blue badger you showed us earlier. A piece of this jar was discovered in your safe. Not only that, the evidence list I presented earlier was actually found inside your desk. Who's on where? You see, Chief Gant, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. Chief Gant, what's the meaning of this?
Oh! There's a defense attorney who may even rival Wordy.
So you admit to it then, that you were involved in the forgery. Those eyes, they pierced my soul.
Who, me? Or do you mean you?
Me? I haven't anything to do with that.
Well... You were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, don't you know? Defense attorneys can do so as well. Isn't that right, Righto? Oh!
However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation.
Wordy, me boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. After Sheriff Dick will receive his due punishment.
What? If Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office, and their relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene.
My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together.
Evidence forgery. Also, what he stated is very true.
Let's see, what was it now? A jar fragment and a list. Oh, I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way.
Mr. Wright.
How did he know?
Hmm?
How did he know it was only a fragment?
Because we mentioned it.
Understandable.
Yeah, I mean, good thought process. But yes, Your Honor. When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol.
You do understand that I'm the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Indeed, I believe I'll press charges so you won't make the same mistake again.
Apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know.
Alright, Haji. In return, though.
I know, that place, right? Huh? These guys, what are these guys, telepathic? I'd have planted them in my office. Sure, bud. I'd appreciate it if you'd stop making these ridiculous allegations.
Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that.
What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped.
You idiot!
Mr. Wright, what are you saying?
Anyway, you can't prove it didn't carry the evidence. You can't prove you didn't carry the evidence, can you? If you have proof of the contrary, you're gonna need it later.
Later? What are you talking about?
What else? I'm talking about when Wright old prints are found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe, they'd prove this investigation was illegal.
If there's anyone as slimy as this guy. When? What do you mean by that?
This is all purely hypothetical, of course. But suppose I did place them items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery.
Concealing evidence found at the crime scene isn't forgery.
Right. No, true speaking yet, right. It all depends on when the evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless.
Are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation?
It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it would have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced. Except it didn't.
No, wouldn't that be convenient? Right? Chief's talking about a possibility. As long as you can't rule it out. Your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. Tell me something I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Come now, right-ho.
You good?
Think about it. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery.
Why do you look me in the eye and say that?
Because I'm innocent. Remember, was it what murdered Neil?
I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. The other person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was in the sky.
Well, now do you see?
Framing wouldn't help. Really, Chief Gant. At the very least, there is one very large benefit you've reaped from all this.
Are you aware? What is this benefit?
That would, of course, be the position you have, Chief of Police. Oh. Resolution of the S09 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive.
Oh, that's a good one.
Huh?
You really think I'm that incompetent?
What do you mean?
Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. Resolution of SM9 merely sped up the inevitable. Inevitably. It's a hard word to say with an Irish accent myself.
Is that true, Edgeworth? That's me.
That it is!
It was going to be made Chief.
Got a case of a Monday.
Yeah.
Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might end up being the one pointed at.
So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. You didn't do it for yourself, you did it for someone else.
Don't be silly, Wordy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There, it's out in the open now. Haji, would you mind if I change my testimony a little?
By all means, please do.
I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there's nothing in it for me.
Nothing in it for you.
Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again.
Right. You don't feel sorry for anyone.
Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised.
You seem to be boxing up on yourself, no?
Oh, that's a good one, Wordy.
Has there been something in it for him? Even his selfishness? Would he have helped someone else?
It would have been Lana.
True, you might not help out anyone for their sake. But if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Mr. Wright. It appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean.
That's not what was said at all.
Very well then. Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence?
Not this guy.
Chief Prosecutor Lance Sky. The defendant?
Emma stares at you.
I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. But how would he profit from all this? He would be able to use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. You mean to tell me, despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets?
I'd like to punch the judge in the face. You know, I vote. Hold on, where's it? Hold on. Where's my boxing glove?
Yeah.
I'll find it later. Read the rope! I believe that's your turn to say a line.
Oh, wait. You must be puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Sky in forging evidence. Your motive? To appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her.
Right, my boy. You've quite the imagination. Let me ask you something.
What?
Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing?
Lana. Just keep quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she's testifying against Gant. Right without any proof, it's all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. Unless... There's also what happened in this incident. This incident? Yeah. Which one would that be? Of course I'm talking about... the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The Chief Prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her.
Wordy, you'd better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt.
What do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. What? Order! I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious. Huh? This is an affront to the highest-ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder. That's, impossible.
I'm going to stand here at ease.
Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edwards said in an easier-to-understand language. See you later, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. Looks like he is the one who decided to go through with this.
Oh, shiitake mushrooms.
Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder? Good question.
Uh-oh.
Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. Alright then, let's see what Mr. Wright's got. It better be good. Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman.
The logs from the evidence room?
Well, I'm thinking the ID card records. It's the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who's entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 77s.
Sorry, but there's no way you can prove it my card number.
It's your number. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean... I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7 sevens. Same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant. Oh, here we go! You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime.
I'm about to stab you with bayonets by...
Order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say?
Nothing. The defense's search in my office was in violation of regulation.
I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. Right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Chief Gant, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room the day of the crime.
What about it? I'm chief of police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom. What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want.
Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone?
I always go to the bathroom alone. As I do with the evidence room.
Does she go to the bathroom in the evidence room?
I fucking hope he doesn't.
I should have
Goodman
hoped.
wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he?
I pressed on the blue badge right before I went out. Of course not. Why would he be?
So that's why
Nope.
it's black, it's yellow.
I hate that. Moving on. It's actually Jingle Bells. I hadn't seen him in days.
You hadn't seen him in days. Chief Gant. I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? His trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. His trial's purpose is to determine the truth. Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, and we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, we're gonna have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof.
Missing, yeah.
Yep. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. More accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to give that report to the chief of police.
Yet you're in possession of the report. Which means you can't be sure he filed it.
He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room on that day. He needed to? Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh. Detective Goodman informed you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room.
I accompanied him.
There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room.
Hold on, let me guess what you're gonna say next. I, the chief of police, murdered poor Goodman. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
But wait. The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card.
Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort. Except you've already testified.
Sorry, that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. You showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body.
Oh.
Why am I being electrocuted?
Yeah.
I'm being electrocuted because I possess the power of his use. No.
Chief Gant, you didn't. That's why I love his thunderbolt, his little lightning bolt on his forehead. I love that pose.
I absolutely could have given him, like, Zeus, Lord of Thunder. He said no, he's an Irishman.
The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime, for no one in their right mind could choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course. You are forgetting, Mr. Wright. The victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did you manage to move it there?
I was at the police department the entire day, you know.
Everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal.
Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey, you, take this here dead body over to your prosecutor's office. I don't think so.
You left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. All this time, I thought it was a useless clue just taking up space. How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence. To move the victim's body, Chief can't use this. This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body. What's that? Screwdriver? What does that have to do with this case? Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is the screwdriver doing here? It's here because... Ah! I was asked to go, but Chief Kent no less. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office. But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to. You mean I... The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car. Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Yes, unless, of course, you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? only one plausible explanation. Transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Sky. Order! What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations? Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite. It was a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Yes, say something.
I believe... Your time's up.
My time's up.
Sorry, Righto, but I'm having lunch with the district AG after this. We have to get going if we're to make it in time for the Early special.
But the cross-examination isn't finished yet.
Remember what I told you earlier? A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Weapons?
Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now.
What? It's not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. So you're going to just run away after all this?
Run away. Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you'd have presented it by now.
Well,
You think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with.
Say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon against the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Mr. Wright? Your Honor? Do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Sky dispose of his body. I don't think we do.
Oh my god.
Understandable.
Yep. So now you're showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence.
Wait, we're on day file ladder?
Yeah.
COG.
In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief. What?
Here's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, Righto. It seems that Lady Luck was on my side today. The luck of the Irish. Okay, IG, I'll leave the rest to you.
Warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency. Lady Luck, hmm? Maybe we should have a word with her. Sedworth? What do you mean? One lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony. A lady who knows the truth. A witness. The absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony. Chief Gant has invoked his right to refuse to testify. There's still someone else. One more witness who can answer all the questions. Raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room. Shedworth, who is this person?
Maybe the woman that you...
Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling witnesses today. Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist?
Dude, I would assume the person who's like, hey, by the way, you were called to get rid of the body.
Mm-hmm.
You may not be willing to tell the truth. We can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. Defense calls forth Solana Sky.
Take that!
The defendant. Solana Sky? She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 p.m. on February 21st. Her task? To dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with a certain someone's orders. Mr. Edgeworth? Prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Very well. We'll now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in
Hold on a minute.
Oh? Glad you knew it was him. Chief Gantz, I thought you were going to eat. Uh-oh.
Listen good, Lana.
He's talking to Lana.
I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there'll be terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder.
And he's blackmailing her right in front of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Blackmailing her in front of a judge, 2 lawyers, and the jury.
Yep.
Of course, you'd never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then,
Judge, anything to say about that?
I've got a lunch date to meet. In a crack of thunder, he's gone.
Okay. If there aren't any further objections, this court is now in recess. Just gonna understand the game. Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth. Chief, you something else, eh, pals? Detective Gumshoe. I'm not a detective anymore. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Don't worry. We're decided where to work now. At your office.
What?
My office? Sure. I'll take the place of that top-knotted girl you used to work with.
Mm.
Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. Chief Gant's done it again. How is he always gets the upper hand? It's not fair he has the right to refuse to testify. Settle down, Wright. What's the judge said? Chief, it's not a right to be casually invoked. There's certain risks to be considered. Risks? What do you mean by that? Simple. If Chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. Lana.
You mean he forfeits his right to say anything, too?
Oh, it's Emma. My apologies.
Oh, it's Emma.
Emma, are you okay?
Yeah. When I came to, I was in the medical office. My head hurts. I've been listening to this trial from the gallery.
Well, I have a feeling it's like the meme going early of, do you have a title? I got a headache.
Headache.
So you heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before.
No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved.
Work is great.
She's going to become a serial murderer.
No, I mean, technically she was defending somebody.
Yeah, she couldn't see.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could just be ruled an accident.
Relieved?
Yeah. Yeah. Now that I finally know what really happened. To think all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me.
There wasn't sort of limit.
That terrible man and his terrible hair.
Yeah. One who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? Here's the thing, I mean. Follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside. Forced herself to do anything and everything the Chief told her to do. Why she became so cold.
It was all my fault. No. It was all because I murdered Mr. Marshall.
Hey, you're not blaming yourself now. You wanna blame anyone, blame society, pal.
Excuse me?
I mean, yeah,
I'm talking
I
to
guess.
a gang called the Phantom Thieves. You wanna join?
Wrong Joker, buddy! Sorry, wrong Joker.
Also wrong Joker.
Society.
Understandable. Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone with his forgery. But he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor.
I see. Well, we better get back. It's time for the final act. Emma, why didn't you wait?
No, I'm going with you. You're going to need her. I want to be
yeah.
there. When Lana tells the truth. She's the reason. Yeah, Emma's the reason Lana's gonna have to tell the truth.
Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this.
To be continued. Dun dun dun.
Next time on Phoenix Wright, Ace.
No.
This case so long.
Why is this case so long? Let me out.
I mean, it's better than the freaking case that's one person had. It's in one of the it's in one of the Edgeworth cases that took like 6 hours to complete.
Now then. Defendant, Miss Lana Sky, please take the stand. Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Jack?
Do you have to swear on the Bible? Like, do you have to swear on the Bible? No. I swear on the Wendy's menu.
Oh damn, that's a good one. Oh damn, that's a good menu.
You already know everything.
Oh, shoot.
Alright then.
Well then, we're gonna skip past that dialogue.
I right-clicked thinking it would go back one, it didn't.
Understandable.
Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. Remember, you're under oath. You want to hear the truth.
And you swore on the Wendy's menu.
Again, damn, that's a good menu.
Swore on the Krabby Patty secret formula.
Oh fuck.
Lana, whatever happens, I'll always be your sister.
I would hope so. You're kind of blood-related. You kind of can't.
Disowning's a thing.
Yeah.
I guess. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Yeah, at the moment you disown someone, your blood changes.
Yeah.
People came from your testimony.
Yeah.
The only chance we have to get Gant.
Yeah.
And it ain't gonna be easy.
It boils over and then you have to add new blood.
True. Gant's in the fabrication.
I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory.
Oh, BS.
I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. I had nothing to do with Emma.
Sure, bud.
Mm,
Are you sure about this testimony?
Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course, I'm sure.
hold on. Let's really quickly.
Hmm?
Like, Lana works a desk job. Worked a desk job back then.
Right?
One of them is an active duty. One of them was an active serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
And the other seemed to be at least a semi-active prosecutor.
Mm-hmm.
In that,
Yep.
he and his brother had very, very strange tastes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's assume that Lana is the average height and build of a woman in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And that Joe Dark and Marshall are the average height and build of a man in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would
one of
like
them was
her to
hanging.
explain how she picked them up and moved them both.
One of them was
Hey,
hanging.
she could. Yeah. So she'd have
Yeah.
to guaranteed pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's
Right, and that's dead
way of
weight.
getting him off of it. Yeah. Dragging the other one wouldn't be hard. It's just the matter of the one on the suit of armor.
Right?
Yeah.
Just saying. Hello?
Well,
I've been here for a while.
we know.
No, it's just the sudden.
Yeah, no, Violet Vessel.
True, and that means she can't have nothing to do with this.
Fuck.
I ask her.
Alright,
Like,
yeah.
if it had nothing to do with Emma,
Mhm.
then why would she rearrange the crime scene?
Yep.
She said just to get Dark convicted.
It wouldn't have needed.
Yep.
She wouldn't have needed to.
Yeah. They would have already gotten him convicted with the situation that had unfolded.
No.
Oh, they could have absolutely said that Joe Dark pushed him into the suit of armor.
Mm-hmm. The fingerprints.
But she's saying she arranged the crime scene. It had nothing to do with Emma. If it had nothing to do with Emma, why would she rearrange the crime scene?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me.
What if she's saying the truth?
She's not. I know my own sister.
Apparently not.
Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony.
Like that.
Yeah, there's no time to start second guessing myself. I don't even know how I made that noise.
That was an impressive noise.
from the deepest pits of your soul.
The only thing I could think about when making that noise is the flipping Martlet. The Martlet screaming picture. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Give me a second.
Ooh,
I have it. I know I have that. I have that fucking image somewhere.
I know you do. How many years exactly?
Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then. That would be 5 years.
Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. She must have been good coming from the same school as Mia.
Damon Gant was a respectable detective, that's why.
The heck, Mordecai and Rigby? All the stores are closed.
Benson, all the stores were closed.
But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail.
You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with the knife. And...
Fabricated evidence,
Just press everything!
Yep, pretty much. Did you do so to help your sister?
Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life.
But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything.
That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana.
So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago. Marriage crime scene. You say you did this all by yourself.
Yes.
Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene?
It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body.
What? Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident.
That's only a situation you deemed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement.
You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark?
Something like that.
So, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife.
Oh. That was lying on the floor, a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle.
That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies.
All just to protect me.
So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes.
Bullshit!
Yep.
Bullshit!
Broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, and moved the body. That...
Bullshit!
You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound? You moved the body. Why? Why would you do that?
You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders.
My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of others.
Why move the body?
When you showed up
Why?
on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body?
It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk.
The body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there?
The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. Did Miss Sky move the body?
piece of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan.
Pieces of the jar. You mean...
Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime. I felt it would be more expedient to move the body.
So, when you first found the body, the jar was already...
And of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the scene, the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle.
Gee. What's the matter, Emma?
Apparently the jar shattered at the time of this crime was committed. But I have a feeling there's more to it than that.
There must be a contradiction here somewhere.
Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. The problem is, how could it have been written on if it was shattered?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Just keep pressing, I guess? Like,
Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered. If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I'm compelled to bring it to everyone's attention the significant contradiction within your testimony.
A contradiction in my testimony?
You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan."
That's right.
You have a problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood.
Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments.
Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died.
Ah,
He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Order! Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. You may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed.
what?
Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth. Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony. Jar and message in blood.
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. But it was dark in that room, and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
But why would you do that? You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well. The evidence may now begin its cross-examination. The jar was already broken.
It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier.
It looks as feeble as the defense's case. Not as feeble as the judge's judgment. You're an ace detective who never missed a detail. You really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces?
Normally I would have.
So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar?
No. If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them into dust.
Well, that helps my case.
Lana, you do that for me?
Seems you two might make up yet.
Anyway, I had just barely had enough time to move the body as it was.
If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry.
I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came.
It was rather shocking. I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened. What do you mean? You really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall? You wouldn't have wiped away the blood.
What else could I have done in that situation? Lana. I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces.
But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in my office.
The detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I carry a pocket light and a camera with me. Even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go.
Sure.
It came in handy, too.
Yeah, that's true.
I never miss anything. I got every last piece.
Uh-huh.
But you didn't.
Except you didn't. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of.
What?
We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe.
She's safe? But how?
I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. The witness just testified. She gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off them. Yes.
Yes.
Which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you.
Oh. Fuck.
Which makes sense because she mentioned that she saw the other sword from the award stuck in his back.
Yep.
Yeah.
But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Ah, can you believe that?
Yes, the glasses on the face thing.
Yep.
With some people. It's like, yeah, where are my sunglasses?
Oh, they're up
on
there.
your face, sweetheart.
Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, this jar was already broken. What was that? There's no way a name could have been written on the shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. Hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, if he was there first, why would he break the jar? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that?
dogpiling on the judge. That's just... Alright.
Yep, the judge has a breakdown. You're welcome. Wait, I'm not the one on trial here. Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar, and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called? Fabrication of evidence. Why would Chief Gant do that? In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear? What happened afterwards? Discovering the scene, Lana believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Under his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma. And therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Sky became the Chief's puppet. You're gonna break that finger.
Yep. No, she just bit through it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
Ow, okay. No. I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you don't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Put nautical sand and do sea urchins. Oh my god, that's great. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients.
Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own clients. Guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth. Wait a minute. What if... we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? There's something wrong, Mr. Wright. Lana, maybe you're right after all. What do you mean, right?
So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright?
You do smell foul lies, Mr. Wright? Is that how you've been able to win these cases? What do they smell like? I have to know for my scientific research. If we're lucky, he'll land pants first. Miss Sky, please testify once more.
But...
if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie.
But... I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall.
Miss Sky, if you will.
I can't.
Nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth.
Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw.
Alright, the witness may testify once more for the final time. Last chance.
If we're lucky, we'll land pants first. Yeah, fair. Also, I'd definitely put some blue bottles on him. Those would be fun.
I don't know what that means.
Jellyfish. Blue bottle jellyfish are incredibly painful.
Okay.
When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on the suit of armor's sword. Emma and Drake were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. Dark. My brain...
I'm
Can I go have any 10-hour life? No, can I? No.
I'm eating, you can't do that to me.
Oh, absolutely I can. It's part and parcel with the whole gig. I'd say Genie gig, but I feel like I'd get sued from Disney.
No, I meant to already misspelling the name. Oh my god.
My brain is a mess right now.
Oh, that was awesome.
When I saw what happened, I thought she did it.
So it's called the Man of War jellyfish. First time I've seen them use
Yep.
the name, actually. That's fair.
Yeah.
So I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder.
Don't talk about how long it took me to find this image. Thank you, Leo.
We don't talk about how long that took me.
I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent.
Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armored sword. You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof.
Actually, I do have proof.
Ariel and box jelly.
Understandable. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning.
What? To me?
It's a picture I took of the crime scene I encountered it. Ooh.
That's a very interesting picture.
I mean,
It's a very
What's the
interesting picture.
okay.
What's the picture?
She gave us a book.
Is maybe somewhere else in the book?
It probably is in the book.
I thought it might be needed.
But I don't remember receiving a picture like that.
Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright? She really does have faith in you.
You're right. Please present this picture. I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana.
Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right?
I seem to remember getting something from her then.
Let's check the evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere. Book.
Book. Oh, now I can check it.
Huh. Well, it's not sticking out of anywhere.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Huh.
Oh!
Interesting.
Ah. Yike.
Hey, there's a picture here.
The old hidden in the hardcover. That man's dead.
My.
Hmm.
Very.
Oh, he fucking dead!
This is the actual crime scene.
Dun, dun, dun.
No other detective saw the crime scene like this.
Lana. Lana.
That's Lana, not Emma.
There it is.
Yep. Oop, there it is.
Because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I had rearranged everything.
No, I said Lana because it sounded like you did the first part in Emma's voice.
Ah, sorry.
No, you're good. There it is.
My
there's the
brain
picture.
is a mess right now.
No, you're fine.
Mr. Wright,
I want to look at that again.
he is very dead.
Yeah, it's not the only thing.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I see it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big chunk of vest missing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Neat.
Oh, hey, look at that!
That piece got out from his vest. Could that be?
Cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe. What's this?
Also, interesting to note there's no blood on it. So,
Yeah?
Maybe that'll come up later.
You wanna know what the blood is?
Maybe that'll come up later.
He also coughed up blood.
Yeah. There.
So
Yeah.
fun.
It's a whole thing.
That's a cowboy. I just thought, oh, his
Cow-
house got
cow-
ate by a
cow-
shark.
cow.
That seems about right.
Yep.
Boy.
This
Oh,
is
it's just-
a handprint,
It's
isn't it?
sure, it seems about right. For Ace Attorney, that seems wildly accurate, unfortunately.
Yep.
Except it wasn't by a shark. It was by his, well,
Well, we don't
not
know
for
yet.
Santa. He could be a shark.
Yeah.
I'm not no
He has shark in his off time.
I'm a leprechaun.
Leprechaun.
I'm a leprechaun. I just happen to enjoy going swimming.
That cloth, it had fingerprints on it.
For cowboy.
Whatever fingerprints those are must be.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, sure thing, Emma.
So fingerprints. Oh gosh.
Emma, they're your fucking fingerprints.
With those fingerprints.
She doesn't know that.
Yours, Emma.
Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright?
No
Did
reason.
someone give you poison? Oh no.
Like,
Have you ingested lethal amounts of cyanide lately?
I just like the color. Anyway,
Are
let's
you
go on with the cross
suffocating?
examination. You see, people don't apply purple lipstick, okay? They just do whatever the heck
They do.
Phoenix did. Also, what do you mean it's a sign? I'm scared. What do you mean? Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. As long as you tell the truth, you should be able to flush out the real murderer. You're legit killing him, Emma. It's why. Very well, the defense may now begin to cross-examine him. Bonjour, good sir.
He's back!
Come now, OG.
What a surprise!
It's his son, it was not able to get to a shark, that's fair.
Come now, OG.
Well, it's fast.
That's the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen.
You can't.
What, now you want to make me out as a bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two for my defense.
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
What?
You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck.
Oh god.
I'm being electrocuted again. So what? You think I'm worried?
Yeah.
This little urchin just right. He's in front of I love that animation so much.
Sorry to disappoint. But I don't need to make no statements.
What do you mean?
I'm a bit tired there, Reggie.
Oh man, this is just... Oh, I know the answer.
The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I cannot testify, I'll still present the evidence.
Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean... You still have some conclusive evidence?
No, I don't. But someone does.
Someone?
So, what's your excuse, Righto? Uh-oh. Why you been keeping quiet about it? You have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt.
This is true, Mr. Wright. If I show that piece of evidence now, I'm sure to be
Thunders
made out
upon
as
the
the
sea,
murderer.
thunder and lightning. White is a damsel in distress.
Right, if you have any more evidence, present it now. And if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. What do now? Let's think this through carefully. Can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence?
I don't think you can.
No, I can't.
The police they haven't signed off on it. They don't know about it, so they can't sign off on it.
No, it's
It's
has
given
to be-
direct permission from Chief Gant, and it was from his safe.
and it's considered to be relevant to the trial.
Is it?
Is it?
There's no blood on it.
Also, yeah, Vitek does a lot
There's-
of nice improv songs. He did some amazing stuff, like, I think it was Thursday.
It was it was Thursday when I was setting up some things. That was also not a shit. That was Thunderbringer from Epic the Musical.
One of the shows who really killed Mr. Marshall. Can't. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time.
What you lie?
The fucking long ass silence.
You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence.
I don't know what you're
The last
talking
song
about.
just dropped on Christmas Day, so I wholly recommend that you go check it out.
Wrong pipe.
Oh no.
You're having a hard time choking there, righto. You have to cut your tongue.
It's the way you don't drink in the middle of a court case.
Why'd you go to your flask here, righto?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together.
Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't ya? You know whose fingerprints are on it, and that's why you won't present it.
What are you talking about, Chief Gant?
Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area?
Actually, the stomach area, but you know.
No chest, it's a vest.
Looks like
The
looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason. You mean you had this in your safe? What? That means you, the chief of police, going to concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department.
He just walked right into the trap.
Yep.
Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had to go, righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened.
What? You mean you admit to it?
Oh, I can't really admit to it since I gave up my right to testify a while ago. I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana.
So you really were manipulating her.
I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, that when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid.
So you assisted Miss Sky.
I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room.
And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted.
When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you.
2 pieces of evidence. You mean those items in your safe? But why?
For insurance, of course.
Insurance?
I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wouldn't aim out to let no one blame me for a murder that girl committed.
You were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence.
What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? I hid the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces.
But if you fabricated all the evidence, we'll say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too.
Some people just don't know when to quit now, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance.
You mean that piece of cloth?
Come now, Wright-o. Cough it up already. I know you have it.
And who's to say he didn't cut it out and then imprint it while she was unconscious?
Oh God!
Dun, dun, dun.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright?
So you
Well,
admit
my
to it
head
then, Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe.
Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer.
Well, Mr. Wright, what is to say for yourself?
There's
Just
a
a moment
choice
ago,
there.
you said you didn't have any evidence you could present.
Bullish move, right-o. They should have shown it then, before it was too late.
It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now. Then let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
And be sure to get it right, right-o.
Let me revise this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest.
Oh, aye, at last you finally brought it out into the open.
It's a handprint on this piece of cloth. Your Honor, the prosecution requests that it be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather. There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly. You mean it could not have been forged? It must be authentic, conclusive evidence.
You're slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy.
What?
Think about it. Righto had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be?
You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that.
Mr. Wright? Do you really know?
Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they? Very well. I'll tell you. Should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person to whom these fingerprints belong to is... Emma? Emma Skye! What?
What? They're mine?
I'm sorry, Emma.
But why? Why didn't you tell me?
You're really something, right-ho. You know this girl did it all along. And you still tried to pin the murder on me.
It's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death.
How could you? You monster!
Sky.
You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like you really didn't.
About to bite that goddamn finger off.
Miss Sky, it's not over yet.
What?
I said
Yeah,
the
I'm sorry,
trial
what?
isn't over yet.
But I'm afraid it is over by not only this trial, but your career too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge by. Just first I think I was going to change the. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? We're suddenly in a deeper Irish accent now.
Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up.
Oh, and what's that?
I love how Phoenix is just giving Gant his treatment. Staring at him. Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall?
Ooh.
What? Chief
I don't
Gant,
like to be
you're
going back.
absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Emma Sky, wasn't it?
Nope.
I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction.
What a contradiction. Yeah, we're back to the high-pitched voice. Piss off. What is this fool babbling about?
I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is. Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth. What could it possibly contradict? Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that can
Right, oh, you need to stop having a stroke in the middle of the card. And what exactly is this supposed to be?
This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out? Yes. You're just showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though. Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs no doubt were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth. Oh! The piece of cloth. Wait. There's no blood on it.
I'm being electrocuted again.
Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time.
No, this is nonsense.
Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. Most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky, picked up the unconscious prosecutor, and impaled him on the armor's sword? Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. And make Lana believe her sister did it.
Oh, here we go.
Who admitted only moments ago that you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest. Ironic, isn't it? Through this very act of creating insurance, you proved you were the actual murderer.
I'm being electrocuted again.
It's finally all over.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh, oh.
Oh, that was close, right? Oh, Oh, is that me? Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute all your allegations.
Looks like he's about to pass out.
Yup. I mean, he's been shocked like what, 3 times now?
I've been executed 4 times. I have every right to pass out at this point in time.
What do you mean you refute his allegations?
You see that piece of
He must be
cloth
so lucky to have been struck
is
so many
illegal
times.
evidence.
He is Irish.
What?
Oh, Hikari said he must be really lucky to get struck 4 times.
There's a weirder one. There was one guy that got struck like 12 times in his lifetime, and then after he died, his gravestone got obliterated by a lightning strike.
Yep. God particularly said you get fucking shot.
I love that.
The gods of thunder and lightning particularly went, "Hello, yes, you." Die.
Order! What nonsense is this?
Illegal evidence can be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Ajay. Earlier, old Wright here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Wright-o? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't ya?
Your Honor, I don't have any evidence that I can present at this point in time. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence.
Yeah.
What?
Oh my god!
Yeah, I think it was Roy Sullivan. Hold on.
Yeah, I think so.
This Joker's funny as fuck.
Roy Sullivan? Who's that?
What the fuck is that
Oh
called?
yeah, Roy
they got
Sullivan
shot.
got struck by lightning 7 times.
What? Wait. Oh my fucking god!
What's happening?
Speed.
Create a wheel fucking cardboard re-rolling in the shop.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Gambling!
Okay, I'm gonna close that now and go back to my stream.
It's called speed.
understandable.
Defense did refuse to present evidence.
At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence.
That's not fair.
That's not how it works.
Wait, Leo, that's just...
Did you actually think you could beat me in card?
Oh god.
Looks like the last laugh's on you, son. Yeah,
As long as I have money.
Was struck 7
Nah,
times.
you're not gonna get very much money because you're using a fucking greenback.
Gained the nicknames
Actually,
Human
never mind.
Lightning Conductor
Never mind,
and
you're
Human
getting
Lightning Rod.
because the greenback. Anyway,
The nickname?
Human Lightning, yeah, both of what was it? It was Human
Yeah.
Lightning Conductor and Human Lightning Rod.
wow.
I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? True, that legal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. Well, Mr. Wright? Seems at last. The time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposefully and illegally concealed this piece of evidence? I did not. I admit, I refused to present it at one point.
So the evidence is illegal.
No, it isn't, Mr. Gant.
Huh?
It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. What do you mean you couldn't? There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence.
No, Ajay, didn't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward. You can't really believe.
There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Very well. I'm gonna settle this once and for all. Will you refuse to present evidence? If you prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law.
What's this?
I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more.
What?
You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law.
Yeah.
Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police departments. I found these pieces of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police departments. Rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here is the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident.
What kind of nonsense is this? Suddenly I'm Torbjorn again. You want relevancy? Just take one look at the picture and...
Sorry, but can you recall when was that picture presented? That was shown only a few moments ago.
No.
He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of vest. This piece of the victim's vest.
Oh, yes. No.
It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the Chief of Police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest was the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer. There's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant. The killer was you.
Jesus Christ!
Look at him go! Look at him go!
and then the one where White.
I knew I should have gotten rid of him.
Everything's dead.
Not good for nothing, scum. For 2 years, he was snooping around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me.
Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty.
He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Star, then convinced Bruce Goodman.
Detective Goodman.
Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, you lose my only chance to find out the truth. Forgot to voice him for a minute. Please, you gotta help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit.
You stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence.
Goodman came to me that day.
Do what?
You've gotten quieter.
Me?
Yeah. Like you're moving away from your mic.
Oh.
Yep.
I wasn't. That's weird. Am I fine now?
Better.
Yeah, better.
Okay. I haven't been speaking, so...
It's all good.
Yeah.
He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden, he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman?
Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered.
He opened his evidence locker, and as he was taking the evidence out, he said...
It's not too late. I'm going to hand all this over to Marshall.
Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it. Not a cursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out.
Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime.
Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake.
The bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
I used to be known as the crime computer. But everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it.
And you put the body in my car.
I'm sorry, I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will.
Leaving the prosecution's car aside, how? How could you get Miss Sky involved in all this?
Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out.
So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker.
I felt bad for how to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take.
So, you left the jar fragments in the glove.
Yeah. Looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I'm gonna hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay.
Big evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that.
Tell me, Worthy. Why do you stand in court?
Me?
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring him down once you try to go it alone. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Aji.
What?
Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend.
I'm sorry too, Damon Kent. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator, an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you were no longer that person.
Those days are long gone now, Aji. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Wright here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sounds of a new beginning.
There are two things I want you to understand.
Yes?
First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Camp betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky? You no longer have any reason to keep silent.
You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years. From the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today.
So, seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered. I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all your trouble.
My, what high standards you have for a rookie. I can see why Mia thought you so highly of you. Who knows, a few years from now, you might just make it to the top. Aw. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright.
Sky.
And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You have suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you.
It was nothing. Liar.
I was worried the pressure might break you.
What the fuck is that card?
And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't know. Vidak, I need you to look at this card.
Wait, we're almost done.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Emotional moment, guys, come on.
Cody can testify. What the fuck am I fucking... This is just...
What are you looking at?
Later.
Later.
Stop it. I only did my job. In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky,
Yes, Your Honor.
you are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. Trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date.
Just
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you
A
smiling?
little.
It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains.
Well, the trial's gone on far too long already. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, not guilty.
That's Phoenix Wright. It says Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, everyone. Have a good night.
Yep. That is all. This court is adjourned. February 25th, 5:03 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. At long last, it's finally over. Emma? Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook. At least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit.
No, it's not it. Just now, after the trial ended,
She
you
didn't
can see
do that.
why Maya Fey thought so highly of you. Yeah. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days.
Is it the fucking
You've done
description
well.
death card?
What? Let them finish the fucking game.
Sorry.
You know, I did my best too. But Lana didn't say a single word to me.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
Thank you, Gumshoe.
Every time, Gumshoe. Every goddamn time.
Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later.
If I get a nickel for every time Gumshoe interrupted something emotional,
Wait, Gumshoe, what is it? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run all around while on duty. On top of it, you call me here. I've seen half of your people at funerals. Lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding.
Oh, Are you here because of my sister again?
Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone.
Oh, Lana!
Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know? Well, I won't tell if you won't.
Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day, 2 years ago, was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Sis. I asked Aunt to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake. But now, I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself. But I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you're only doing it for me. No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. Sis. I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course! You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have. Oh, Emma. Emma.
No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in doing so, we can find the way back to our rightful path. And it is from there that we can move on toward a brighter future. At least that's what I felt, watching the two sisters make up.
Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe.
Me?
Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth?
Nah. Edgeworth?
Stop hiding and come over here. I can see you behind the fern.
Why can I see that? Where was he hiding?
Oh, it's simple. He actually has a group of hamsters in his pocket that cast Dimension Door.
I just came to say, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Right. Well, that I'll be going now.
Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you.
It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't correct my mistakes.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right.
I will admit, Edgeworth is a pretty boy.
He is.
Pretty man is pretty.
Go to bed.
Have a good night,
Sorry.
Cody.
Alright.
Good night, Cody. You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring him down once you try to go it alone.
I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. It's scary, and I've known that to be true for quite some time now. But Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor.
Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright?
Huh? What? Oh, yeah! What is this, a pop quiz?
Come on, Mr. Wright, show him what Lana's talking about. But
Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own. Oh.
because one had half, the other one had the other half. That's the picture I drew.
Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence list, and I had the other. Hard, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture.
That didn't just happen by chance, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's time for me to go.
Mr. Edgeworth.
You'll excuse me. There are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor.
Like getting his car fixed.
Among other things. Edgeworth! What will you do now? Oh, whatever you do, just remember. You can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you. I know. Seems I owe you my thanks too, Wright. But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth. I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell.
I'd better be going too. Okay. But I'll be by to visit soon. It seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, this is a little something for you. Scientific investigation? It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis. I will.
So, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Well, don't go checking off just yet, pal. Huh? What is it, detective? There's a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this.
But
I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story. Huh? Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes.
Christ, gumshoe.
It wasn't cheap either. Huh?
way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side.
That's not the point, Emma.
You see, Mr. Wright here is the one who'll be footing the bill. Huh?
God damn it.
Huh? What, you think I can afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal. Huh? Huh? Huh?
Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best.
God damn it.
Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream. Yeah, I got an idea. We'll all go pay it off together.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys, let's go.
Agreed.
Action.
Oh, I love that for the frickin'...
And that was Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Arrange for a friend of mine to take care of Emma in Europe. I hope she'll be pleased. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. Still, I'll manage to find my way back to the field somehow. Then, I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. It's going by pretty fast, so...
Yeah, I noticed that.
Well, it's not Maya's food bills, it's bailing Lana out for 30 minutes, yep.
Yep.
Yep, my god. Kazuya.
Yikes, I thought I was a goner for a moment there. In the end, though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation at the chief's office. If we penalized you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. Just goes to show, you can't shake me off that easily. Poor Gumshoe.
My Gumshoe, you need to, like, start following the rules and get a pay raise, or, like, 5.
Just get a different job.
Or just stop being, well, no, because the health benefits are good.
My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show them, though. Someday I'm going to make detective. Yes, sir! Then I can be just like that dick Gumshoe.
What the fuck? Oh, God. There's some... Sometimes... I'll have to show you the image of, like, that one comic panel from the 80s. Alright, someone shoot that goddamn badger.
Wait. Hey! Let's go! Happy ending after all.
Oh, great. Here. Can't you see I'm having me a showdown with a stag lunch partner? This star managed to sneak this into me. She's seen one of the guards, it seems. Cowboy, looks like you did it. You gave me Bambi. What the hell? Make sure your Billy can get their water.
Yeah, that's why.
Jesus.
I'm
But for what the hell?
That.
Man, you just slow the fuck down.
Yep.
Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu. The right away lunch. Top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. Kids seem to take the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards.
Dream big, Meekins. Dream big.
Yeah,
Right?
one day you'll be that low. One day.
No, he's technically like worse. He got demoted, remember?
Oh, true. I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left? Anyway, he said he's been doing something or other for, how many years? Well, anyway, I've got another trial to get to, so I'd better be... Oh no, I forgot my gavel! Sorry, gotta go!
Judge, it's time. We have a place for you to go.
Sorry, Udgy, I took it. It's my gavel now.
I gave him your gavel as a farewell present.
You should buy a gavel.
Don't, they're expensive.
They are.
Oh, actually, yeah, Amazon ones aren't.
Oh, hey!
Hey, look, it's Maya!
Thinks this is so like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing your objection. Still, I can't go back until I'm a fully fledged spirit medium.
Mr. Maya, afternoon training is about to begin.
Coming! Well, see you around, Nick!
Nice to see her again.
Yeah?
I like the way they have the credits with the dust.
Yeah, with the dust, yeah. Ooh.
Mr. Edgeworth.
You.
Mr. Edgeworth? I brought you your tea. What's going on?
Oh.
You resign.
I do wish you could actually, like, do that yourself, but what they have, the way they have it set, how it's automatic, I don't understand. Oh.
Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright.
I trained
Thank
no
you so
less.
much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book.
What?
I think she stuffed a...
Hey, how about
Oh,
what I was
back
talking
here.
about earlier? About wanting to do this? Oh.
Aww.
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 That's cute!
Forever is so cute. It's little.
Oh my god.
The credits have rolled. It's time to go to bed.
That
Yep.
was the first game of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy.
Oh, fuck, right. Trilogy.
This is
I'm
How I felt.
actually
First
going
ones.
to address that real quick. While this is the end of the first game, and I do have 2 more to go through, I'm not going to do them yet. There is another game that I need to get to before another game comes out, and I want to make that I want to make that a priority. So,
I'm afraid.
it's nothing bad. I address it a little bit more in the video I'm making right now, which is coming out. I'm getting to it, I promise. But yeah, for now, it's the end of Phoenix Wright.
if you enjoyed, please subscribe.
No more Edgeworth. No more Pretty Man.
Not
Stay
for a little bit.
tuned for at least the other streams.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow or Monday, I'll try to do Brothership. And yeah, we'll see where we go from there. But until then, have a good night.
Bye.